Jai Mahamaya Ki Jai, Vishveshvari Mata Ki Jai. In the last chapter, we read about the sorrows of Harischandra. Vedavyasa said, O king, when the queen Madhavi requested repeatedly the king, he said, O good auspicious one, when you have not met with any scruple to utter clearly these harsh and cruel words, I will do that act now, which the most ruthless person do not dare do. Saying this, the king went with his wife, very distressed, to the city. Placing her on the public road, the king cried out in a voice choked with feelings and eyes full of tears, O citizens, hear you all. Do any of you require any maidservant? This lady is dearer to me than my life. If any of you be able to offer a price for her, as I will declare, then I'll let her out, give it to you quickly. The pundits then said, Who are you? Why are you come here to sell your wife? The king said, Are you asking me of my introduction? Here then, I am a heartless brute, not fit to be called a man. Or am I a Rakshasa? I am more than that. I am prepared to do this sinful act. Hearing these, Vishvamitra suddenly assumed the form of an old man and came out and spoke to Harischandra. I am master of boundless wealth, so I am able to give you the money you want. I am ready to purchase the maidservant by giving an equivalent amount. Better give me the maidservant. My wife is exceedingly delicate. She is unable to do all the household work, so let her have a maid. But say so quickly, what value I pay. When the Brahmin spoke this, Harischandra felt his heart as if it were torn asunder, so he could not even speak. The Brahmin said, Take an equivalent of money according to the age, beauty, qualifications, and capabilities of your wife, and hand her over to me. Hear about the prices of the male and the female servants, as written in the Dharma Sastras. The price of a female servant, clever, good, well-qualified, and possessing 32 auspicious qualities of one of Koti gold mohors. And the male servant, similarly qualified, fetches one Ruba gold mohars. Harischandra became very pained to hear this speaking thus, but he could not say anything. The Brahmin then placed in front of the king the money over a bark and caught hold of the hair of the queen. The queen said, Oh, please let me see my son one more time, O Brahmin. Please see that it will be hard for me again to not see this young child. O son, behold, your mother is now a slave. So, prince, do not touch me. I am not fit now to be touched by you. The boy then, seeing his mother, said, O mother, and followed her with tears in her eyes and got hold of her mother's clothing by his hand and began to accompany her. The Brahmin, seeing this behavior of the boy, became impatient with anger and began to beat him. Still the boy wept, saying, Mother, mother, never quitted her. The queen said, O Lord, have mercy on me and purchase the boy also. Though you are purchasing me, yet without this boy I will not be able to do your work. My fate is bad. Therefore this calamity has happened. Show favor to me. The Brahmin said, Take this money and give me the boy too. For the wise and the Dhammasastras fix such a price for male and female. The Brahmin then gave over the price of the boy as decided in gold mohars in front of the king. He then gladly and without any delay carried them to his home. At the time of departure, the queen circumambulated the king and kneeling down before him said in a state of humility, If ever I've done any charities, if ever I've poured oblations on the fire, if ever I've satisfied the Brahmins, then by that virtue Harischandra will again be my husband. Seeing his wife, dearer to him than his life, fallen on his feet, the king became very distracted, lamented, crying, Alas, alas, the shadow of a tree never leaves a tree, but you, being very modest and endowed with all qualifications, are now separated from me. Speaking thus reasonably with his wife, the king said to his son, O child, where will you go, leaving me here? Where shall I go now? Who will stop my miseries? The king then spoke to the Brahmin, O Brahmin, the pain that I experienced in the separation from my son I did not feel on the occasion of quitting my kingdom or on my being exiled to the forest. The husband, good-natured in this world, nourishes always his wife and keeps her always in comfort and happiness. But I am such a bad husband, as I have left you and made you float in the sea of sorrows. Born of the Isvaku family, I inherited kingdom and its pleasures, but alas, you getting such a husband has now reduced you to slavery. O Devi, I emerged in the ocean of sorrows and troubles. Who will rescue me by narrating this story of the Puranas? The Brahmin then began to take away the queen and the boy, whipping them in the face of the king. Seeing his wife and son being dragged away in the state, the king's pain knew no bounds, but frequently sighed and bitterly wept out loud. Alas, my dear wife, whom the sun, moon, and wind, or any other body could not see ere this, has become now reduced to slavery. Oh, how beautiful and gentle are the fingers of my child. He has now been sold off today, born of the solar dynasty. Alas, fie on my foolish understanding. Oh, my dear child, Rohita, yours is the wretched condition, is due to my irrespectable bad maxims. Oh, through the mockery of the day of time, I have come to this distress. Fie on me. The king was lamenting this when the Brahmins disappeared with them in the very tall trees. At this time, the cruel Muni Vishvamitra, endowed with great power, came there quickly. Vishvamitra said, O mighty arms, if you think your duty to respect truth, then pay me the dakshina. Harischandra said, O Rajasi, I bow down to you and I offer you this money. Vishvamitra said, O king, whence have you collected this money? Harischandra said, O sinless one, what use is there in telling this to you? It will increase agony by hearing it. Vishvamitra said, I won't accept money that has been accepted not rightly. Harischandra spoke, I have sold my wife for 1 koti gold mohars and my son for 10 kotis. So take the 11 kotis from me. Seeing the gold collected out of the cell of the wife was very small, and seeing the king overpowered with pain and sorrow, Vishvamitra angrily spoke, O king, the dakshina cannot be so small, so collect quickly other money to complete it. O vilest of kshatras, if you think this much to be proper for me, see first the enormous power of mine that I possess, of all my violent power and my chaste study, then you can collect more dakshina for me. Harischandra said, Oh, Vishvamitra, I have sold just now my wife, so wait for some time and I will collect more gold and will pay you. Vishvamitra said, O king, the 4th part of the day is now remaining. If I wait till then, after that you won't expect any other reply from me. Here ends the 22nd chapter of the 7th book on the selling of Harischandra's wife, and the Mahapuranam Srimad Devi Bhagavatam, 18,000 verses by Maharishi Veda Vyasa. Jai Mahamaya Ki Jai, Bole Baba Ki.